As a drywaller, contractor, supervisor, or builder, experience tells you that it's better to work smarter than to work harder. With that in mind, you'll be pleased to know that the Abrasives patented aerating sanding system was designed exclusively for you. Since creating a smooth wall is a finisher's goal, why not streamline the sanding process to get to that point faster and with the least amount of effort? The sanding system offers a patented aerated sanding disc and sponge interface that actually allow for between 90 and 95% less dust and residue that could clog sandpaper, minimize equipment effectiveness, and scratch surfaces. The equation is simple. The less debris around the sanding area, the smoother the surface, the faster the job, the easier the cleanup, the happier the workers, and the greater your profits. Here's how the innovative aerated sanding system works. While conventional sanding discs only direct the drywall dust and particles around the sander to the vacuum hose, the aerated sanding system also allows for the dust and silica particles to go through the sanding surface. This dust-reducing approach makes both drywallers and environmentalists happy. With conventional sanding devices, there's a lot of dust and debris kicked up. One might ask, what happens to the material? Of course, it finds its way back onto the drywall surface to scratch the finish. It finds its way into the worker's clothing and throughout the worksite. It also finds its way to your profit and loss balance sheet in the form of unnecessary cleanup costs and resurfacing efforts. Now, let's talk about what you do and what you don't do with the Abrasives aerated sanding system. If you're using a giraffe, use the Velcro-style hooks and loops to mount the aerated sanding disc centered onto the special sponge adapter, then onto the rotating apparatus. If you're using a sanding pole, simply attach the rectangle sandpaper. A separate system for each of the two sanding processes. The sanding disc uses the Velcro-style hooks and loops to be held firmly in place so the patented disc and sponge landing surface can provide maximum suction of both dust and particles. The sanding discs are extremely porous while crafted with rugged and long-lasting abrasives. In fact, you can use these sanding discs 2 or 3 times longer than their easily clogged counterpart. The composite materials used are specially perforated to maximize airflow and easily direct dust and other particles into the vacuum hose and away from the work area. This also minimizes surface scratches, since the main cause of these scratches comes from clogged conventional sanding discs. The dust disc is an excellent method for the removal of residual dust from the surface. The dust disc also removes dust from the pock holes for easy touch-up. Simply replace the sanding disc with the dust disc. We've talked about what you do, but equally important is what you don't have to do. With the sanding system, you don't spend excessive time with cleanup. In fact, you can reduce cleanup from hours to minutes. You don't have to keep stopping your work to unclog the dust and debris that have become embedded into conventional sanding discs. That also means that you don't have to go back and resurface and refinish your walls. Look at the dust and residue that escapes with a conventional sanding process. Now, look at dust-free approach. Next, let's view a close-up comparison of your wall using a conventional sanding disc versus the system over the same length of time. Now, look at the sanding disc. It's still clog-free and ready for more sanding. The dust disc is an excellent method for the removal of residual dust from the surface. In summary, as a drywaller, contractor, supervisor, or builder, the savings in man hours as well as the reduced effort to refinish scratch walls and clean up will be remarkable.